guys, welcome back. Dream Review 23 here, and welcome to a brand new year. Welcome to 2016, if you're watching this in 2016. If you're not, well, if you're watching this in 2015, that's weird, because it's 2016 and I'm recording it. According to my watch that tells the year only. It's not a very good watch. Welcome back, guys, and thanks for stopping in and joining. We got a few things that we're going to talk about today. This is the first vlog, so we're going to call this vlog number 1. Of 2016. We'll start to do these on a regular. I want to do these as a weekly thing. So how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. We got a few things that I want to talk about today. First off, what this channel is. If you're just here to the channel, welcome. And then we're going to go through and talk about some games, talk about some like New Year's resolutions, and also some vaping stuff. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, also we're probably going to be talking about some Star Wars. Spoilers will be... I'll go through and say spoilers beforehand if we do any spoilers. I don't even know if we're going to talk about spoilers. First off, just kind of an intro of what's going on with this. We are going to be doing, I want to do a weekly kind of vlog update kind of video and everything like that. So let you know what's going on. I don't know what day I'll be putting them out. Just kind of talk about things that I've done throughout the week, the last week, what I plan on doing for the week ahead, and kind of getting you guys involved, you know, getting to just talk to you guys and be able to chat with you guys about different things and kind of see what you guys are up to as well. This will be number 1, and then if all goes according to plan, then we'll have 52 of these by the end of the year. These are going to be a little bit longer. I'm not sure exactly how long, and I think they'll just range depending on how much of a rant I want to go on with subjects that we're talking about. So I will try to keep this to where it's edited and keep out the parts where I'm just messing up a lot, but it happens because I talk a little fast, and if that bothers you, my apologies. I just talk fast. So I am using my Bluebird microphone. I'll just keep that right in frame to go through and record the audio because I'm using my buddy's Sony Nex 5N, and for some reason I can never get the audio to work over on the computer. Like whenever I transfer it in, there's no audio on it. Well, when I bring it into Premiere. Anyways, different story. Let's get to the games. So I've been playing 3 games this weekend, or trying to over this past couple days, play 3 games, and I'm going to talk about them, and these are just my opinions. They're not official, you know, crazy reviews, but if you like the games that I like to play, or if you like games similar to that, if you've watched me on the stream and everything like that in the past, then you might find these games quite interesting, or at least find my reviews about them relatable. There you go, that's the word. The first game we're going to talk about is Hacknet. Hacknet was a game that I picked up and wasn't really sure how it was going to be, like what kind of gameplay and everything like that was. I had heard it on Giant Bombcast. They were talking about it and saying how it was just like a really cool overall feel for the game, and just like how they, you know, approached the game seemed really cool. Really different in consideration of it being a game. Like not really expecting that level of just kind of like detail into the different things that you do on the game. But also in that same sense, I mean, yes, it is a game because it's something that you're playing or whatever, and it's entertaining. But it totally doesn't feel like a game. It feels like you're just kind of like a hacker going to town, and like whenever you first get like hacked, going through this process, like through the storyline of the game, and a lot of people, whenever I was streaming it on Twitch, and they're like, you know, what are you doing? Like, is this a game or is this real? Is this a simulation? What is this? And so I was trying to explain it to them, and then I get hacked and like blue screened and like all this other stuff, and they do a really, really good job of building up onto it and just making it to where the game, and the music really fits the game. Like it totally feels like a Matrix style or a hacker style game, and they have so many references and Easter eggs of references that are like to hackers, hack the planet and all that other good stuff. They're like, if you read through the emails and like the logs of like the script files and stuff like that that are on these other people's computers, I mean, it's just like the internet. There's like chats that have like Harry Potter quotes and Matrix quotes and different stuff like that. So it might be something to where if you haven't checked it out, definitely pull up a video and just see if it's something. If you're interested in computers, if you're interested in just kind of like the hacking mentality, or the movie Hackers or the Matrix or anything like that, I would definitely say it's something you should check out. I did pick it up, like I said, it was on the Steam sale, and it was a pretty cheap price. I can't remember what it was offhand, but really, really cool, and just an overall, like, really satisfied with the game. I haven't beaten the game yet. I will go through and beat the game and probably do that on stream later on today or tomorrow when I'm recording this. Definitely something worth checking out. I think it's a really, really cool game, and so I would definitely give my recommendation if you're into those type of games and stuff like that. And one thing to say is it's not a platformer, it's not a side scroller, it's not 3D or anything like that. It's literally you're working in desktops, going through and typing and pulling files and like running worm programs and stuff like that and breaking through encryption. And it's weird, but it works really well. And like especially whenever you start to go get hacked, like it's like you're get frustrated and you're like, oh my god, and you're trying to rush through things. So definitely really cool. Would highly recommend it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Is highly recommended for Hacknet. Check it out. Really cool game. Another game that I checked out this weekend off of recommendations from Giant Bombcast and heard about it through Giant Bombcast. They're going through their year-end review, or they were going through their year-end review of games. So Monday through Friday, they do 4 different categories each day for like worst game, best game, most surprising moment, most disappointing game. So different things like that. And they were blowing up. Like literally on like day number 3, I think it was, or day number 2, they went through and they did best music in a game. And it was like an hour and a half of them debating back and forth between like different games. But they hit up, and you'll hear it in the background right now, they had Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is a roguelike with a really interesting take. If you guys don't know what roguelikes are, check it out. I'll have another video or something like that on it at some point in time, or you can just Google it, roguelike. But generally, games like Binding of Isaac, like Spelunky, like FTL, like Rogue Legacy, those are roguelikes. So it's a different experience each time you play through. A lot of people are kind of confused with that because I had some people going through the stream and like, I thought you already beat this game for playing The Binding of Isaac. I was playing Afterbirth the other day on stream. And like, I thought you already beat this, but I saw I had like 70 episodes of it on your channel. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's a roguelike. It's different every time you play through. So with that, in that same mentality of a roguelike, Crypt of the Necrodancer is a roguelike, but like none of the other ones that you've ever played. Like, it's all about music. The whole game is derived around music, so it's really a beat game. But you move to the music, like you onto the beat of the music is when you can move. If you don't get on there, if you don't hit on the beat, then you'll like lose your multiplier of like your coin multiplier. The enemies move on the beat of the music. You attack on the beat of the music, and you control it all with just your directional pads on the keyboard. So up, down, left, right. Your attacks happen because of that, and then you do these combinations of like the up and left, and you drop, you get a health, you eat an apple or whatever. Down and left, and you drop a bomb. But I've been blown away by this game, and I've not gotten past Kappa Conga or Conga Kappa or something like that. The first like boss to the Zone 1. Really difficult, but so freaking cool. Like the game, the music for it is just amazing, and just the whole soundtrack. There's if you buy the deluxe edition, you get all the soundtracks and the extra soundtracks and stuff like that. Between the different extra soundtracks and the soundtrack for the game on the deluxe edition, I want to say that there is 25, so about 90 different tracks, like full tracks, that are amazing. The soundtrack for the game is worth the purchase alone. I picked it up off a Steam sale. I actually gave 3 copies of it away on this Steam sale for the Crypt of the Necrodancer, and it's amazing. It's amazing game. I think I picked it up for $5. It's regularly like $10, I think, like something like that. So worth the purchase for the music alone. But the game is really, really difficult, challenging, and just really fun. And you can also play it with a dance pad, which would seem really interesting. Somebody was mentioning that on the stream that they were playing it with a dance pad, and I thought that was pretty cool. But high recommendations, like the highest. If you like roguelikes, if you like games like Binding of Isaac or Faster Than Light or Rogue Legacy, which I really enjoy Rogue Legacy, I would say definitely check out Crypt of the Necrodancer. Totally worth it, okay? It's worth it. Pick it up. It's really good. I am enjoying that one quite well. And even outside of the game, we've just been jamming the soundtrack on the streams and having that playing in the background. So you'll probably hear that through most of this video because the songs are incredible. Love them. So, perfect. Beautiful, beautiful game. Definitely high honors to that the creative crew on that one. It's a really, really fun game. So, and finally, on the last one for the games that we're going to talk about today is actually something of a disappointment for me. As everybody knows, last week Star Citizen came out and did a big patch update. Was it last week? I think it was 2 weeks ago, actually. Star Citizen came out and did a big patch update to like the 2.0 alpha, and everybody's happy and excited, and there's like these awesome reviews that people are doing of like the gameplay and everything like that. And I'm like, hey, cool. I freaking, put my money towards this game, put like 65, 70 bucks up in 2013. It's 2016 now. Like basically it's been, 3 full years since I've been, had my money put in there. So I'm excited. I'm like, cool, I'll go through, I'll download the update and everything like that. It was like 30 gigs for this update. I'm like, hell yeah. And I go to launch it. The game comes up, starts all cool and crashes. I was like, all right, cool. Let me just update my drivers and make sure like my EVGA Precision X and everything like that, everything's good, everything's clean. Launch it, and it crashes again. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me. So I like restart the computer and everything like that. Come back in, launch it. The game's playing. It's beautiful. I like log in. I load up into the little room, like you're at a Japanese micro hotel. And I get out and I walk around and everything like that. I go to call my ship up and nothing's happening. And I push the stupid button, F for use, boop, 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 nothing. And then the game crashes. So I get frustrated and I I can't rage quit because the game already crashed. So I rage close and don't send the report because it's really sending it to Microsoft and I'm sure they're not really worried too much about Star Citizen. So I go through, play some other games and everything like that, come back yesterday and load the game up and everything. Get down to kind of pretty much the same spot to where I'm trying to get my ship out and the game crashes. And then it happens again. And then again, and I'm like, okay, so far I have not been able to go through any place that hasn't been like a place where you can get your ship or the room that's randomly made whenever you join in. You kind of just show up into a random one. But I was actually sharing it with somebody else, so it made it kind of awkward. But still, it's one of those things that 3 years ago I paid 65 bucks, and granted, I haven't put in as much as some other people out there. There are some people out there that have put in thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. And I hope that they're at least able to play around with the ships because I have not. It's been fun. I'm disappointed in all that. I think that, 3 years and $100 million later, they should have. I just don't want the game to crash. And I realize that there's a lot of stuff going on with that. I realize that there's a lot going on in Star Citizen. But in that same sense, I want to be able to play the game that I paid for 3 years ago. I typically don't do a whole lot of Kickstarters that are like that, to where it has such a long dev build. Typically, a lot of ones that I go through and I'll kickstart are the ones that are like, yeah, we plan on having something out that's fully playable and, within a year. I can see that. That is something, because you're not going to the table empty-handed. You're going to it and saying, look, this is what we got up to this point. You have beta access and everything like that, which I really don't care for too much, only for the fact that a lot of times I get burnt out on the game during alpha and beta, going through all of its, growing pains. And then by the time it actually comes back out to where the game comes out fully, I'm like, I'm good. So I actually don't like to play a lot of the betas and early alphas. So, but I've been just hugely disappointed with how Star Citizen has progressed up to this point, and being the fact that I haven't been able to get outside of the really, really good-looking hotel. I mean, if you want to think of it that way, it's one of those things that's just kind of frustrating. So that's maybe you guys have had a different experience with Star Citizen, or if you might know why my game is crashing, leave me a comment below and let me know. Like, if say, oh, well, actually, here's this link to this forum post, and they talk about how to fix it from crashing, because I want to play the game. I love space games, so I'm down for that. I've also been contemplating about getting Elite Dangerous Horizons, but I don't want to pay 50 bucks for it, and it's gotten like mixed reviews. A lot of people are like, really? I paid 50 bucks to go through and be able to land on a planet that I did one time and realized I didn't really want to do anymore, and it added a couple ships, and I'm just not interested. So I love space games. I did check out the game Rebel Galaxy, and it was another one of those. It crashed a bunch too, so maybe I should just check my system. I know it's actually, I got 32 gigs of RAM. I got a GTX 680 FTW graphics card. I'm running a Core i7 3930 processor. I'm like, I should be good on all that stuff. I should be good. My drivers are up to date. I don't know why the games are crashing so much, but hey, what can you do? move on, I guess. Now, if you've been absent for the past couple weeks, Star Wars The Force Awakens came out, and this will be the section that, I don't know if you want to call it a spoiler, or if it's just, because it's a fan theory. It's a pretty good one. So if you don't want to hear anything about it, I'll have a link down over here somewhere in this general area to where you can skip ahead out past this section, and you'll be good to go. Spoilers, 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 maybe. But, everybody out of here? Is everybody gone? You guys, okay. You sure you want to watch? Okay. So, I cannot remember who I saw this from. I actually saw it from a couple different videos, and through the Reddit forums and stuff like that. But, according to a few with this fan theory, Snoke is Plagueis. And that's like the big title for a lot of them. It's like, Snoke is Plagueis. Absolutely, positively, there's no doubt about it. And I was like, what are they talking about? That sounds kind of weird. Like, I mean, we kind of like went back and forth, and a buddy of mine up at work, we were trying to talk about this back and forth. And, you know, we were talking about, like, you know, he's got to be Plagueis. You know, Plagueis went through and was able to go through and extend life and, you know, bring people back from the dead, and, you know, da-da-da-da-da. You know, Palpatine's all like, I killed him, I killed him. Pew, pew, pew. That's my Force Lightning. That's a pretty good one. So I was looking into this a little bit more, and the reason why they're saying that it's like, without a doubt, it's confirmed that Snoke is Plagueis is because the song that plays, the music in the background that plays when Snoke is talking and everything like that, that goes through there, is on the soundtrack for The Force Awakens, is called like something of Snoke. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it somewhere. I'll have it to where we're like, oh, this is the name, and here's the. Yeah, or I might have it in that description. But it's all based on the soundtrack. So the song that plays while Snoke is talking or having his big speeches or whatever on the screen is his basically his song. Snoke's Lullaby. I don't know what it actually is called. But Snoke's Lullaby is playing whenever Snoke's talking and giving his big speech, and it's also whenever Palpatine is talking to freaking Anakin back in episode 3, whenever they're going through and he's trying to convert him, and he's like, and then he did power and stuff, and the big orchestra's playing. It's the same song, bottom line. It's the same song that's playing through there, and it's called this something of Snoke, and the Snoke went over the mountain to see what he could see. I don't know what it's actually called. I like Snoke's Lullaby, though, because I think, you know, Snoke, he needs to be able to sleep, right? And so he's got his teddy bear, and he sleeps with his teddy bear, and he's got Snoke's Lullaby playing, and it's like, and it does that. So it's a pretty cool theory. For it being like absolute guaranteed, I'm like, I would like for it to be true, because Plagueis was a beast, and he trained, you know, Palpatine. He was like, unlimited power, and whatever he says. So I think it's a pretty cool theory, and let me know what you guys think, or if you've heard anything else. They also like, Rey's father is the absolute, we know who it is, and I'm like, you sure? Because they can flip all that stuff on its ear and not have to follow anything for any lore or anything like that. But that's what I'm thinking. Just saying. So yeah, spoilers are over. Let's move on. I'm still doing the vaping. It has been 3 full months without a cigarette for me, and I know a lot of people are like, Dream, you shouldn't smoke anything, blah. And I'm like, you know what? It's vaping. It's a lot better than cigarettes, and after smoking cigarettes for 12, 13 years, I'm doing good. So I appreciate those that support me on it, and everybody that goes through and says, Dream, you vape, we got it. Yeah, I know. Got a nice billowy cloud. So I am, I don't buy the flavors from the stores anymore or anything like that. Actually, I've been making my own, and so I have my own Dream Reaver 23 line of vape, which I think right now this is like a caramel flavor, and then this one is my chai flavor, and they're doing really good, and yeah, it does pretty well on there. They taste tasty. They give me the little bit of nicotine. I put very little nicotine in there, so I'm doing okay with that. Thank you for the support. If you guys are smokers and you want to try to quit because it's terrible for you. And like I said, I did it for 12 years. At one point in time, I was 1.5 packs of cigarettes a day. And for the longest time, I was pretty much a pack and a half a day smoker. It just got to the point to where I needed to quit. I mean, when you're looking at $5 or $6 a pack alone, financially, it's a bad idea. And but if you guys are interested in thinking about maybe going over and doing the switch, I can do a video that's just kind of my build, where to get everything to where it's this exact build, and how to get the stuff to build your stuff. Basically, for about $150, which at my rate was like 25, 30 days of smoking cigarettes. For about $150, you can get the mod that I have, the tank. Well, not this tank, but this one, the UD Bellis. And you can get all of the supplies to make your own liquids, and the app that you can go through to be exactly how much you need to do. It's about $150, and I bought that like 2 months ago. So I mean, it's already paid for itself because I usually would smoke about $150, $180 worth of cigarettes a month. So it's paid for itself, and it's just continuing to pay forward. So if you guys would like me to do a video on just my setup and what I use and kind of like the whole process that I do for that, let me know. Put it down in the comments, and or send me a tweet at DreamReaver23. I'd be willing to do something and kind of go and like have all the sites that I went to and show you where to get it ordered from and everything like that. It's really well worth it. And while I do still have the cravings at times for a cigarette, this does really go through and stamp it out. So New Year's resolutions: I will continue to not be smoking cigarettes, just doing the vaping. I will eventually roll myself off of the nicotine and just have it to where I'm doing the vaping, and then try to eventually roll myself off of the vaping as well. But it's fun. I mean, you can go through and blow really cool smoke rings and you know, all that good stuff. I actually do have a big kind of like, I don't want to call it a resolution, a big goal for the year with a 3D printer. With my Robo 3D R1, I'm going to be printing full-size scale replica of a Stormtrooper helmet from episodes 4, 5, and 6, like that model of the Stormtrooper helmet, and doing the full like sanding and priming and painting and like sanding and wet sanding and, you know, making it gorgeous, just because I really want to do one of those and have a full-size helmet. So I want to start doing the helmet replicas and have like a helmet stand. And then I actually do have a full New Year's resolution of finishing the basement office downstairs so that I can get my little mini office up here moved down there and have a much larger area to go through and have set up areas for recording, for streaming, for doing vlogs and stuff like that, and then having a book reading area where I can sit there with a e-pipe and go. And then they flew out of Hogwarts on the back of a dragon. And then, you know, read my Paperwhite, because it's what I do. So yeah, and as always, continue to love my baby and show her all the affection that I can. My lovely wife, we will actually be celebrating 12 years of marriage this year, coming up in June. So 12 years. Good times. But yeah, that is going to wrap up with this vlog, guys. I know this has had kind of a longer one, and with the camera working and not working and everything like that. Hope I'm recording audio. I am recording audio, so everything is good. Until next time, guys, I'm DreamReaver23, reminding you to game happy. I will see you all later. Bye, guys.